All right, let's talk about the sneakiest thief in America right now. And no, I don't mean your ex. I'm talking about
You know I like to get on here and vent about inflation. But I was just thinking as I'm getting out of the grocery store, something we just don't talk enough about, and that's shrinkflation. Because we're getting smaller packages. And I'm talking mainly at the grocery store. I'm not talking about, you go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac and it's like half the size that it used to be. I'm talking about these packages that claim to be 16 ounces and they don't feel like it. And when you go to prepare the meal, you notice that you're coming up short. Has anybody actually taken the time to test the weight of these packages to see if we're actually getting 16 ounces, 32 ounces, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever, the package may be? Has anyone weighed that shit? Because it just feels like we're getting less and less. Obviously, we're paying more. But it feels like shrinkflation has really taken off in the last couple of years. I might be tripping, but I'm thinking about testing it. I'm thinking about testing it on a scale.
Welcome to another episode of Why Is This So Damn Expensive?
This is part 2 at Walmart, and I'm going to go through some items that have shrunk, but also increased in price. Shrinkflation is real.
Oh, these are the most overpriced, like what, over 18, and now you get a box of 4. You get a box of 4 for $4.18. What a steal. I think they used to have 8 or 6 of them. Bacon we got for a bigger pack, $7.97. Small one, $5.98. And this could barely feed 2 people, $5.98. Oh look, I did find something on sale. Oh yeah. Okay, it's these Kim-Aids from Kim Kardashian. Okay, so they have something on sale.
This person is serious about their grocery shopping. They have a clipboard. In the previous episode, a lot of people talked about not buying chips anymore. And this is why. I mean, it's all filled with air and there's tiny portions. So what are some items that you think have shrunk? Let me know in the comments.
What's the most outrageous example of shrinkflation you've ever seen? I'll go first. A Cadbury chocolate bar used to be 10% bigger. It's gone from 200 grams to 180 grams for the exact same price. You might have noticed that you're getting less bang for your buck at the supermarket. Items are being sold in smaller packaging for the same amount of money. This is called shrinkflation. And historian Stephen Mims says, by reducing the size of, say, a chocolate bar, a food company can effectively charge more for it while avoiding a sticker price hike that could dent sales. So what can you do about it? Well, it's hard to avoid in today's world of packaged goods unless you can still find a store that sells by weight. You can contrast prices online using comparison sites, and you can buy supermarket branded goods as opposed to the big brands. That way you get more value for your money.
Okay, so it was already small. The Filet-O-Fish has shrunk by, I'd say, 20%. It is comically small. I know my hands are large, but that's ridiculous.
shrinkflation. You know, when grocery companies don't raise the price tag, but instead quietly shrink what's inside the box? Yeah, that's the grocery store version of gaslighting. Like one day your bag of chips is full. The next day it looks like it went on a juice cleanse. Same $4.99, but now you're just paying for air. And don't even get me started on cereal. I poured myself a bowl the other morning and thought, wow, I'm either really hungry or this family-sized box is actually sized for an ant colony.
At this point, we are paying more and getting less for every damn thing. These companies are trying their best to shit us over. I was just making a video the other day about Hot Pockets and how they ain't shit, and somebody told me to try pizza rolls. I'm like, you know what? I ain't had some in years. I had some pepperoni pizza rolls. It wasn't nothing but sauce in there. So now I'm a little curious. I done started doing some research, started doing a little digging, and I done went down the same rabbit hole the Looney Tunes was in. This is happening across the board for a lot of different companies. We all know about chips and how they're 60% air, but what about like Gatorade bottles going from 32 ounces to 28 ounces? What about the Febreze bottles going to a smaller size? What about washing powder being smaller sizes? What about the Hot Pockets being nothing but air? I can go on forever. And there's also the tactics that the dollar store uses, like giving you 4 rolls of toilet tissue for $3, but the 16 pack at Walmart is $9. They are giving us less and charging us more, all for the sake of profit. What are some different products you've seen lately that's went through shrinkflation? I know I'm probably only touching the tip of the iceberg.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me. Is this for real? On the border. Is this for real? What?
Here's 9 examples of shrinkflation that have gone into effect this year. This one you might have seen, 8.8 ounces of Ritz Bits in the cheese flavor down to 7.5 ounces now. Ruffles, I'm sure a lot of people noticed this one. They were 9 ounces for the big bags. Now they're down to 8.5. Tide again. I do this one so often because they shrink all the time. 146 fluid ounces down to 132 fluid ounces. Tide again. Ultra Oxy version, 250 ounces down to 225 ounces. Here's Bounty. This is 135 2-ply sheets per roll down to 123 2-ply sheets per roll. But what really matters is the square footage, right? Or the meters squared. That means this was 121 feet. This one is 110 feet. That is so much that they have taken away for the same price. Crystal Light packets went from 6 pitchers to 4 pitchers. Pure Leaf Tea, 64 ounces, a proper half gallon, down to 59 fluid ounces. They're going the way of Simply Orange. And Tropicana.
Embarrassing examples of shrinkflation. This free juice that came with my meal. Last one will surprise you the most. This burger is basically the size of this ketchup packet. This tea towel only showed the pattern section on the packaging. This wrap was cut in half, and they hid the missing space in the middle with the packaging. They reduced the bottle from 89 ounces to 76 ounces while keeping the same size so people wouldn't notice it was smaller. These cookies have extra plastic on the bottom, so it looks like you get more. These used to come in packs of 12, but now there's a clear gap where the other 2 should be. The chocolate cake at this cafe is very small for $11. This typically sized roll of string is just a foam mold with a little string wrapped around it. This is the cookie I ordered. This is the cookie I got. These hot dogs from Trader Joe's used to fit perfectly. A slice of toilet paper from 2022 next to the one from 2023. This fruit beverage is the new juice, and they're selling it at the same price as the real juice. This guy has a Pringles collection in his house, and he shows the shrinkage clearly with examples from 1968 to 2025.
Here's 19 real-life examples of shrinkflation from this BuzzFeed article by Megan Liscombe. This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller, and so they compared them. This person went in one week and got large fries, and then went in the next week and got large fries. So for those of you still getting this one when you order large, this is what you have to look forward to. Simply Orange from 52 ounces down to 46 ounces, and it was not that long ago that these were a proper half gallon at 64 ounces. Now we're at 46. This one on the left was purchased May 8th in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. This one was purchased May 23rd, same place, same price, but 100 grams less chicken. Pringles 2012, Pringles 2025. Look at the actual chip, look at that. This pizza now weighs 20 grams less, but look how they changed the packaging to make it seem like this is a very large pizza compared to the size of this pizza. But if you look at the actual packaging, you're missing out 20 grams of pizza. These chips used to be 7.5 ounces, went down to 5 ounces, same price. 66 pieces down to 60 pieces, and always the change in packaging to try and make it less noticeable. This person decided to measure their 8-inch tortilla just on a hunch that maybe it wasn't actually 8 inches, and their hunch was spot on. Reese's snack size from 5 down to 4 in each. We know those were 6, like last year, I think. Down to 4 for the same price. These 2 jars of pasta sauce were purchased 1 week apart. 650 milliliters down to 600 milliliters. Sauce packets getting noticeably smaller. It's especially the freebies. This really gets nitty-gritty into the toilet paper math, but you can see that both of these say each roll averages 160 3-ply sheets per roll. So nothing is changing, the same number of sheets in each package. However, this is 105 millimeters by 125 millimeters. This is 101.5 millimeters by 120 millimeters, so that the total square footage is 8.4 meters on the bigger one and 7.79 meters on the other one, so that each sheet is just slightly smaller. 1.66 liters down to 1.41 liters. Breyer's ice cream. New look, same great taste, but 4 ounces less in this new package. This jar of Vegemite went from 380 grams down to 370 grams. This spray-on deodorant from 2024 to 2025 lost 50 milliliters. You can see why this can is so much skinnier. Talk about deceptive packaging. Why is this so small in such a large container? It's so that they can make this tiny container seem like it hasn't shrunk down when they're actually putting all the information out there. They're saying what they're giving you, but it's in the same size container that they bought last time. So they think that they're getting the same amount of toothpaste that they got last time until they look closely. We're just not used to having to investigate everything when we're just trying to buy toothpaste. Best Choice Cinnamon Roll Instant Oatmeal went from a 10-pack down to an 8-pack.
Do you guys notice that the family size is the regular pack of Oreos, while the new normal size, no problem, is this little mini pack. Shrinkflation is real. That's absolutely nuts. My hand fits on this. Look at that. It was always this pack that was the regular size. This is something new.
We do not complain about shrinkflation enough, bro. This used to come with 5 cookies, I think, maybe 6. There's room for 2 more cookies, bro. Where are the rest of my cookies? It comes with 8 now. Like,
Great.
Shrinkflation is a thing. Look at this. These paper towels were bought like a month apart, and they're the same price, and I would even maybe bet to say they might be even more expensive, but they took 20 sheets of paper towels away. What the hell, Costco?
It's everywhere. Ice cream tubs that used to be a full half-gallon are now looking like sad little pints pretending to be grown-ups. Toilet paper rolls, they've gone on a diet too. Pretty soon, we're going to be out here buying 1-ply air with cardboard. And here's the part that makes it worse. Companies act like they're doing us a favor. They'll slap on words like new sleek design or travel-friendly packaging. Excuse me, who's traveling with my Oreos? The only trip they're making is from the pantry to my stomach.
Here's 19 real-life examples of shrinkflation from this BuzzFeed article by Megan Liscombe. This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller, and so they compared them. This person went in one week and got large fries, and then went in the next week and got large fries. So for those of you still getting this one when you order large, this is what you have to look forward to. Simply Orange from 52 ounces down to 46 ounces, and it was not that long ago that these were a proper half gallon at 64 ounces. Now we're at 46. This one on the left was purchased May 8th in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. This one was purchased May 23rd, same place, same price, but 100 grams less chicken. Pringles 2012, Pringles 2025. Look at the actual chip. Look at that. This pizza now weighs 20 grams less, but look how they changed the packaging to make it seem like this is a very large pizza compared to the size of this pizza. But if you look at the actual packaging, you're missing out 20 grams of pizza. These chips used to be 7.5 ounces, went down to 5 ounces, same price. 66 pieces down to 60 pieces, and always the change in packaging to try and make it less noticeable. This person decided to measure their 8-inch tortilla just on a hunch that maybe it wasn't actually 8 inches, and their hunch was spot on. Reese's snack size from 5 down to 4 in each. We know those were 6, like last year, I think. Down to 4 for the same price. These 2 jars of pasta sauce were purchased 1 week apart, 650 milliliters down to 600 milliliters. Sauce packets getting noticeably smaller. It's especially the freebies. This really gets nitty-gritty into the toilet paper math, but you can see that both of these say each roll averages 160 3-ply sheets per roll. So nothing is changing, the same number of sheets in each package. However, this is 105 millimeters by 125 millimeters. This is 101.5 millimeters by 120 millimeters, so that the total square footage is 8.4 meters on the bigger one and 7.79 meters on the other one, so that each sheet is just slightly smaller. 1.66 liters down to 1.41 liters. Breyer's ice cream. New look, same great taste, but 4 ounces less in this new package. This jar of Vegemite went from 380 grams down to 370 grams. This spray-on deodorant from 2024 to 2025 lost 50 milliliters. You can see why this can is so much skinnier. Talk about deceptive packaging. Why is this so small in such a large container? It's so that they can make this tiny container seem like it hasn't shrunk down when they're actually putting all the information out there. They're saying what they're giving you, but it's in the same size container that they bought last time. So they think that they're getting the same amount of toothpaste that they got last time until they look closely. We're just not used to having to investigate everything when we're just trying to buy toothpaste. Best Choice Cinnamon Roll Instant Oatmeal went from a 10-pack down to an 8-pack.
You're paying more for less, but they're hoping you don't notice. Soda and juice prices have skyrocketed. And while your wallet's getting lighter, the cartons and the bags are getting smaller. That's not a coincidence. That is shrinkflation, and I've had enough of it. What used to cost $2.50 is now $4. And it's not just the price. The ounces have disappeared too. You're buying 52 ounces for a price of 64. And it's going to keep climbing because that's what these companies do. People say why it matters. It's just juice and soda. They're comfort items, party food items, just little snack items. But now that comfort, that little treat, now that's a financial decision. One more thing that families just have to rotate, swap out, or just stop buying. Now, and I don't lose sight of the fact, while we're watching every dollar that we spend, these companies behind these products, they're having record profits right now. So they keep raising the price, shrink the size, and expect you to just be okay with that. Understand, this ain't about drinks. This is about your quality of life being all messed up. It's a symbolism for that. They just keep on downsizing your life as the price keeps going up. And the worst part is, it's happening one grocery store item at a time.
My God, shrinkflation is getting so ridiculous. Look at this. So I haven't bought a packet of Tim Tams in years, right? Like I think I've just been offered them, whatever. Haven't actually opened a packet myself since the days of, remember the Tim Tam commercials back in like the early 90s, 2000s?
Right.
This one.
I want a packet of Tim Tams that never runs out.
Look. So this is what I've always remembered, like stacked side by side, no gaps in the middle. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 biscuits. Now have a look at this. Hang on. Look how spread out they are. I've had 2. But look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 biscuits missing. Like, what is that space in between? That's ridiculous.
Have you noticed that the greed in America isn't even subtle anymore? Like, they've just stopped pretending. Whether it's the shrinkflation at the grocery store, everything's getting so much smaller. Whether it's the fast food, it's practically inedible at this point. It's so bad. If you want to get real mad, check the Wayback Machine, look at a menu from 5 years ago, and compare the prices to now. You're going to be astonished. And our electric bills. Oh my God, our electric bills. I just had my highest one ever. All because we're funding these AI data centers. You know, how come whenever a billionaire has a passion project, we're the ones that have to subsidize that? Even coffee shops. Places we're supposed to be hanging out and talking to other humans. They purposefully make them so they're uncomfortable. They want you to leave as fast as possible. Drink your latte and get out. You might want to sit down for this one. If you're at your doctor's appointment and they just ask you, do you drink alcohol? And you answer that, they're charging you for that question now. That's $50 for an alcohol screening. I can't even make this up. I know this isn't just America, but it feels like it's cranked up to 11 here. Am I wrong? Greedy landlords, greedy CEOs, greedy restaurants, greedy everything. And it feels like you and me are the people that are paying the bill. That's why we're leaving. My girlfriend and I, we're moving to Portugal. I know it's not a bed of roses there, it's not perfect, but at least there, life feels like it has a little bit more dignity. I'd rather live life in a place that feels a little bit more human than stay on this sinking ship.
Let's cut to the point here. Shrinkflation is real and it is happening all across America. Basically, the price of something stays the same, but the quantity does not. It shrinks. Take this size small sandwich that I got at Firehouse Subs just a couple of days ago. I'm still paying under $10 for the sandwich, but it is now a sandwich that is smaller than my freaking hand. You might as well label this a kid-sized sandwich at that. To be fair, the clerk did warn me, are you sure you want the small? It's really tiny. I said, yeah, I've had the small before. It was fine. Let me clarify. I have never had a sandwich this small, and I won't be back anytime soon.
This has been one of the worst offenders for shrinkflation. Check it out. This is not even the first time. So this is an original from a long, long time ago. This is 18.25. So then this other picture, which shows the change from 16.25 down to 14.25. And here we go. 13.25 is now the standard size. So I think it's important to note that the things that you add into the cake mix did not change. The way everything mixes together makes everything come out super crumbly. So if you're looking for a fix, viral vlogger Laura Field found out that if you add an egg and half a package of pudding mix, it's better than the original. Cheers.
Kraft Dinner just reduced the portion sizes and Canadians are mad. In the latest case of shrinkflation, a video was uploaded to social media showing two different boxes of KD for the same price, one being 200 grams and the other being 225 grams. A box of KD retails for about $2 to $3. What are your thoughts on the portion sizes shrinking? And for more information, make sure to download the BlogTO app. The link is in our bio.
This was the breakfast sandwich. It was about the size of a canned biscuit that you bake at home. $4.19. Shrinkflation is real.
Just drove through McDonald's and got a chocolate sundae for $3.64. That's not even 2/3 of the way full. I think that's what they call shrinkflation, where some companies are attempting to take advantage of the consumer. McDonald's, shame on you. Oh my God.
How is this $150? $150, and the only meat is the bacon.
But here's the truth. Shrinkflation hits working families the hardest. You budget for groceries only to realize the milk jug is smaller, the cookies are fewer, and the bag of frozen chicken might feed your toddler, but not your family. The cost of living crisis isn't just about higher prices. It's about corporations quietly selling us less of life's essentials for more of our money. So what can we do? Start paying attention. Compare unit prices, not just the big bold numbers on the shelf. And honestly, Call it out, because if we stay silent, companies will keep shrinking until a family pack of cookies has 2 inside. At the end of the day, shrinkflation is more than a grocery aisle trick. It's a reminder that we have to be smarter consumers in 2025, because these companies, they're not shrinking their profits, just our pantries.
So y'all, I'm at my favorite grocery store, and I just want to show y'all the prices on some of this stuff. Hold up. This is really great tomato sauce, like spaghetti sauce, and it's $11.99. Wow. This is the signature select roasted onion and garlic pasta sauce, and it's $2.49. And I think I'm gonna try this one. Parmesan cheese, $8.99. This is $8.99. OMG, when did this cheese become $12? Look at that. $13. I remember when these were like $1.50.
$6.15 for a half a pound of Greek hot sweet peppers. What the hell? Is this what you voted for? The highest fucking food cost I've ever seen in my entire life? $9 for some damn pizza sauce. $10 for a small pack of Starbucks coffee. Oh my god. Got a dang sweet treat for the dog. $20. Sweet treat for the dog. Sorry. $20. I guess you're gonna have to just find me fucking stinking. Cause look at that. Clearance. $8.39. I'm telling you right now. We're going to be paying $100,000 for a loaf of bread before this administration is over. The same administration that told us that on day one energy prices would come down, that the war in the Ukraine would be over, that the price of gas and food and it's all going to be a miracle. And if you go on their Instagram page right now, they're telling you it is a miracle. Only we can see. Our wallets know.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
$17.49 for 1 can of coffee in America. This used to be $11.99 a month and a half ago. Yeah. Are we gonna go uncaffeinated in America? Because of what the fuck? What the fuck? $17.49 for one.
Okay, what the fuck is going on with food right now? This is literally 93.7. It's all organic or whatever, all grass fed for $10.49 a fucking pound. That's ridiculous. Even down here for $85.15, it's more. It's $11.50. You know that's organic or whatever. But still, you have 96.4 for $8 a fucking pound. What the fuck's going on?
What is this? Do you see that price? Do you see this? I didn't get the good burger. I got the cheap crap, and it's still that. How can we eat when these are crappy meat prices? Are you freaking kidding me right now?
So, out grocery shopping at Kroger's, and I want y'all to look at this. Look at this. $23 for 2 pounds of lunch meat. $23. How the hell are we supposed to feed our kids on this crap? Overlook it, they're on sale. Don't be thinking I'm a chip hoarder, because I'm not. I'm getting the deal. I'm a couponer. But $23 for some ham.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm over these prices on everything. I just left from Walmart. I spent almost $200 on nothing. On nothing at all. Nothing at all. You know, I ain't broke. I don't mind spending it. I don't mind spending it at all. Sometimes you be like, okay, I'm gonna spend some money for sure. Nothing on my receipt is over $15. Nothing on my receipt is over.
Can somebody tell me why these chicken wings $30.80 for 10 of them? I might as well go to a restaurant and purchase them already cooked and clean and everything. I thought he said he was going to reduce grocery prices. The lies they tell.
To get gas, everyone. What's
so much going on in the world, they are expecting for gas prices to soar.
This is why I can't shop at Publix anymore, because you can't even get, this is less than 2 pounds of ground beef and it's $16. Are you kidding me? I guess we're not eating meat, people. This is why I can't shop at Publix anymore. 1 can of tuna, basically $5. This is why I can't shop at Publix anymore. It's $7. It says large size, but it's not. It literally is the old small box size.